everybody, JCD here at the Awesomeness. You're watching the Awesomeness YouTube channel. Bet you thought you want to see me again for a while, huh? Bet you thought there'd be a long time between the last video and when you see me again. Well, like it or not, I'm back. You didn't think I'd go a whole summer without visiting another theme park, did you? Did you? Sorry, I keep forgetting you can't respond to me while I'm filming these things. So leave a comment down below if you thought it'd be a long time before you see me again so I can yell at you later. Recently, we went to the great state of Colorado to visit my daughter and her husband. Since we were in the general Denver area, we decided to check out some Colorado theme parks while we were in town. Today I am at Elitch Gardens. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a small regional theme park in Denver, Colorado. We're gonna check out some rides. First up is Elitch Gardens, which is located right in the heart of downtown Denver, Colorado. For a short period of time, this is actually a Six Flags park. Today, it's owned by a company called KSE Radio Ventures LLC and is operated by Premier Parks. We arrived later in the day and the weather wasn't being quite as cooperative as we would have liked, but we still got to check out a pretty decent sized chunk of the park. We started off by riding the big wheel because the observation tower was not open to the public, and I wanted to get a feel for the general layout of the property. There were only a few rides at the park that I was really interested in trying out when we got there. One of them was Twister 3 Storm Chasers, which is just kind of your standard white wooden roller coaster, but it was closed all day, unfortunately. So the next ride we went on was called Sidewinder, and if you had to name this ride, Sidewinder is like the very last name you would possibly come up with, mainly because it doesn't turn at all. There's no side to side action. You don't sway, you don't bank, you don't corkscrew. There's no side here. There's no winding here. They don't even bother posting a video of this ride on their YouTube page, but they do have a video promoting a concert by Jacob Sartorius.
Internet sensation Jacob Sartorius, July 21st. So let's not worry about tomorrow.
Cool. Anyway, Sidewinder is an aerodynamics coaster from 1995 that is only one of 3 remaining coasters using this design. It has a very rudimentary shuttle launch system. Basically, the entire ride's queue is on a giant staircase, kind of like when you're going on a big water slide at a water park, and this eliminates the need for a lift hill since you start at the very top of the coaster. Once seated, a small propelled cart pushes the train forward until it descends its drop. It then traverses through one loop before completing the exact same circuit in reverse. The moment I saw this ride in the park, I felt like I knew about this ride already, like I had heard about it somewhere or read about it online, and I just couldn't quite put my finger on how I knew this ride. And so I looked it up online and I saw that thing about there being only 3 of them left in the world, and I thought, oh, that must be it. That must be why I know about this ride. But it turns out, as I was actually like gathering and reviewing footage for this video, I have been on this ride before, but a different iteration of it. At Six Flags Frontier City, it was called Diamondback. So I've actually been on 2 of the remaining 3 of these rides across the entire world, and the last one's in England, which I don't know when I'm gonna be going to England, probably not anytime soon. But maybe I'll get to ride all 3, I have no clue. Here's some footage of the one I rode called Diamondback at Six Flags Frontier City. This is the ride in which my nephew actually got stung by a bee while we were waiting to get on this coaster. And while I was waiting to get on Sidewinder, the guy who was in the seat I was about to step into actually had a bee stuck to his shirt that was trying to sting him while he was on the ride. So I don't know what it is with these coasters and bees, but there's something going on. After that, we decided to ride this big inner tube water ride, Roaring Rapids type of ride. You know what they are. This is called Disaster Canyons. It was a lot of fun. Theme parks in the United States are like legally required to have these rides, I think. Universal Studios, Hollywood, you've been warned. Anyway, we enjoy trying these rides out any chance we get, and we were absolutely soaked head to toe when we got off this ride, so you certainly get your money's worth. Absolutely soaked. Shoulders to toes. I didn't even bother trying to ride Boomerang because once you've been on one, you've been on all of them, and they suck. I also didn't have any interest in riding Half Pipe, which looks like it's designed to make you throw up. And while I could have gone on Mind Eraser, it was giving me major Kong vibes from Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, and I just didn't want to deal with it. Also, the weather turned. We were at the very front of the line for the drop tower. I think it's like Tower of Doom. We were about to get on, and suddenly they had to shut down all the elevated rides because there was a thunderstorm in the area. We weren't quite ready to go home yet, so we went to the Meow Wolf Kaleidoscope ride, which was really neat and very colorful. My wife and I have been to the Meow Wolf experience in Denver, Colorado on one of our previous trips, so we were really interested to see if this ride is going to be kind of like a tie-in or just an advertisement for that experience, which is actually kind of like right next door to where the theme park is, but it actually turned out to be kind of its own thing. By the way, I do highly recommend checking out the Meow Wolf exhibits in both Colorado and Las Vegas. My wife and I have done both, and we enjoyed them both very much. Just be prepared to spend several hours there. It's kind of like one giant escape room in which you discover clues and unravel a story, and yet it's completely non-linear in how you approach the space. It's pretty cool. It's definitely an interactive art exhibit. My number one piece of advice is just keep booping. So why didn't I make a video when we went to the Meow Wolf exhibit? I did, kind of. Like, I filmed a video, I just never found time to edit. It happens a lot, actually. Anyway, we also had a family caricature done while we were at the park. We do a new caricature every year as part of our wedding anniversary tradition, and this being our 10-year wedding anniversary, we figured let's do one with me, my wife, our daughter, and her husband. After that, we got some ice cream, we checked out the rest of the park for a little bit, and then decided to go home. Fright Fest and Carnival. It was kind of a short day, but Elitch Gardens was not the primary focus of this trip. That honor belongs to my daughter, but when you're talking about theme parks, it belongs to Glenwood Caverns Adventure Park, where we headed the very next day. This is a pretty unique piece of property since it sits on top of a mountain, and the only way to get to the park itself is to ride this gondola. I can't think of any other park in the United States that requires you to ride a people mover just to get inside. We bought the Fun Day Pass, which is on sale and gives you access to both of the cave tours, like the 3D experience and laser tag, basically everything that the park has to offer. That said, the park is a 3-hour drive from the Denver area, so we arrived kind of late in the day, and since we also booked the nearby Iron Mountain Hot Springs for a 5-hour day pass, we didn't want to miss out on that, and so we didn't do everything we wanted to do at the theme park. Which is fine, it gives us a reason to go back. Things we didn't do on this visit include the Fairy Cave Tour, the 4D motion experience thing, the Cliffhanger Coaster, the Crystal Tower, laser tag, and the Wild West Express Coaster, which I'm pretty sure is for diaper babies. What we did do was all of the things I was actually excited about trying. Starting with the Kings Row Cave Tour. This is a really cool experience. I highly recommend it. My wife and I have really gotten into these sort of cave tours where you're like spelunking with a guide ever since our very first visit to Silver Dollar City and the Marvel Cave Tour. Last year, we visited the Indian Echo Caverns or whatever in Pennsylvania, and earlier this year, we visited the Cave of Winds Tour, which is also in Colorado, and that was a lot of fun too. So why didn't I make a video about it? Dude, I just told you, I'm like super busy. Like, I filmed, I had footage of it, like I did the job of film, I just didn't have time to like put it together, and it takes time. Why are you like this? Next up, we rode the Defiance roller coaster, which is a fun, if a little short, drop coaster that is situated right at the edge of a cliff and is very cool. Then after some fish and chips for lunch, we headed over to the Alpine coaster. And this line is where we spent most of our day at the park, just standing in this line. The Alpine coaster itself is a lot of fun. As you can see here, it takes about 2 minutes to get fully down the mountain. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because that would obviously be a huge waste of time, but it was a ton of fun. Highly recommend it.
The lift hill up, it's really quiet and peaceful.
After that, my wife and my son-in-law really wanted to ride the big swing ride they have there. I wasn't feeling it. I think it was the fish and chips. I kind of had a stomach ache and I didn't want to risk it. But she went on there with my son-in-law, which is funny because the day before when we were at Elitch Gardens, she actually kind of felt sick while we were standing in line to go on Sidewinder. And so I ended up going on it with him. So we kind of did like a parent swap thing, which is kind of funny. Anyway, I was concerned that when the ride slowed down at the end, I was going to feel super sick. But Ash said that she didn't really feel it that much. And then when the ride was over, she told me it was really fun.
That was cool.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
It didn't give you the silly your stomach stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is a Grand Canyon. Yeah.
Overall, Glen Caverns Adventure Park is a really beautiful and unique park that I definitely think you should visit if you get a chance to go to the Colorado Rockies. Then we looked around for a little bit more before heading back down the gondola to check out Iron Mountain Hot Springs. So this was offered on the website as a ticket upgrade option, and I highly recommend it. Iron Mountain Hot Springs is a really nice resort that features 32 different hot springs. We paid a small upgrade to get access to the 21 and over only section, which meant we didn't have to deal with any filthy, disgusting children, and that was nice. While the normal area has, I think, 19 hot springs pools that have hot springs water pumped right out of the ground on property, the 21 and over area has pools that mix that water, that natural hot springs water that's right there on the property. They mix it with other minerals so that it can mimic hot springs from around the world. Everything from France and India, Japan, and even the Dead Sea. Plus they have a cold plunge pool. Going from 105-degree water into a plunge pool of 52-degree water and then back out into 105-degree water is a crazy experience. You definitely gotta try it. It was really, really just the most relaxing experience I've ever had in my life. The perfect way to unwind after a full day at an amusement park. I guess I should mention this video is not sponsored. While I would absolutely love to have a sponsorship, maybe in the form of like a free membership where I can go anytime I want, even though I live in California and it's a very long flight just to go sit in some hot springs, I would take it. If you want to sponsor me, Iron Mountain Hot Springs, send me an email and we'll make something happen here. After we spent a few hours in the hot springs, we decided to get some food and found a small Mexican place called Super Taco nearby. The food was really good and the service was really quick, so make sure you check them out the next time you're in the area. Also, tell them the Awesomest sent you, and then stand there and watch as they stare blankly at you because they have no idea who I am. Next day was our last day in Colorado, and we decided to check out the RailBike adventure in Eerie, Colorado. This is a pedal-powered train car that you ride on like abandoned railroad tracks. This was a lot of fun, and it was also pretty tiring. It's 100% people-powered, and when you get to the end of the line, they turn the cart around and then you pedal all the way back. A significant portion of the way back is slightly uphill, so that got pretty tiring. That was my trip to Elitch Gardens, the Glenwood Caverns Adventure Park, Iron Mountain Hot Springs, and the RailBike Adventure. I probably could have made 4 videos out of this. Aren't you glad I didn't, though? We had a really great time. Defiance is a really cool coaster. The Iron Mountain Hot Springs was definitely the highlight of the entire trip. I cannot wait to go back someday. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, keep being awesome. Then after that, they give you a robe and they take you into this room that has all these really big beds that have these really fluffy blankets. And they put you in this bed and they give you champagne. And then you press a button and the whole bed kind of rocks like you're a giant baby in like a giant baby bed. I could have slept in that room for hours. Like I could have just fallen asleep right there, woken up at like